Howdy. I'm Grey Pilgrim. Get some more light on here. Well, I've got a tale to tell. A couple of tales. What you're looking at here is a Harrington and Richardson, but that's not what the tale's about. Well, it is sort of. Let's start with a little history. In 1894, a little company called Winchester introduced a new lever-action rifle. And they introduced a new rifle caliber for it, because until then, most of the lever-action rifles were all shooting pistol calibers, 44-40, 45 long Colt, things like that. And some of them, going way back, actually shot rimfires, 41s, 32s. Well, anyway, in 1894, Winchester introduced what became known as the model of 1895. And it was introduced in Winchester 30 centerfire. And Winchester centerfire, well, Marlin and the Metallic Cartridge Company decided to, they wanted to get in on it too. So Marlin made a rifle and the other company made some rounds, but Marlin really didn't want to put Winchester stamped on the barrel of their rifle. So it was chambered in the same round, but it was there marked in the old nomenclature of black powder, a 30-30. That means it's a 30 caliber with 30 grains of the then available rifle type smokeless powder. This is akin to like the 45-70, the 44-40, many others, where the first number is the caliber and the second number is the number of grains in black powder that the thing shoots. Okay, well, this went along for a while until other folks got into the act. And my cousin gave me this. This is a Harrington and Richards, and what it is, it's called a Model 158. Oh gosh, I forget the name of the company. I mean the model number, the model name. Oh, I don't have it on me. Anyway, it doesn't matter. What it is a single shot, break open, 30-30. It's a beautiful little thing. It's a nice little rifle, and that made me think about 30-30. And I was thinking about 30-30 for another reason, and for another gun. Because, you see, I had just seen at a store near here, my favorite gun store, well, there's another company. They're called Thompson Center. Thompson Center was noted for making black powder rifles and other things, but one of the things they made was the Thompson Center Contender. The Contender is a beautiful single-shot pistol. Also, oh, come on now. Yeah, break action. But the unique thing about a Thompson is that it has interchangeable barrels. Well, for instance, this one is in 223 Remington. This one's in a 357 Maximum. And this case, which came from Goodwill, and I think was originally full of pull cues, is full of, wrapped in felt, various different barrels. I've got several of them. This one's in 44 Magnum or 44 Hot Shot. And somewhere in there I've got the key to take out this choke. Anyway, I thought about that, and what I thought about was what I saw at that gun store. This barrel is in 30-30, and I thought it would be a gas to be able to shoot 30-30 out of a pistol. And on top of that, my cousin also gave me some of these. What those are 30-30 with a 30 caliber sabot in them, holding a soft point 223 bullet. I don't know if you've ever heard of sabots, S-A-B-O-T, sabot or sabots. The sabot was developed as a means of shooting a smaller sized caliber in a larger sized gun. This thing is a plastic case that will engage the rifling as it goes down the bore, but at the end it will pedal out like this and the bullet will continue on its way. By doing this, you can end up with considerably faster velocity. The U.S. Army does that with sabots in their tank rounds, and they can end up with some pretty darn good armor-piercing stuff that way. I'm sure that these things, well, they probably get around, well over 2,000, probably over 3,000, probably close to 4,000 feet per second. I don't have a chronograph, so I can't really test them. But in a barrel like this, where it's a break action and there's no opening in the back, and it's not, it doesn't have any gas leaks, you could probably get some real good velocity out of this puppy. But I still think it'd be fun to do it in this. Well, I learned something. I bought this this barrel yesterday, and I immediately pulled this barrel off of the Thompson here and put that on, and found out a problem. The problem is that Thompson Center came up with a Generation 1 and a Generation 2 pistols. And the difference between the two is the latch that holds the barrels on. This is a single piece latch on the Generation 1. This is a Generation 1. And that single piece latch works great with a single piece latch barrel, with the original barrel. But they modified the barrels. I didn't realize that my problem with this one on that was that this is a Gen 2 barrel as well. And the difference you can tell between the two is this little step that's right here on the loading bar. See, the way this works to change barrels, you take off this front grip thing, drive out a pin, the barrel lifts out, and then you put the new barrel in, put the pin back in, and put the stock extension back on. Well, that works just dandy on an old style barrel. Not so much on a new style. Well, this is a new style as well. Okay, old style, new style. And I think, yeah, these are both new style. This one's old style. I need a Gen 2 receiver because this won't work on this. I scoured a bunch of forums to find out how to get this off. And basically, I had to completely disassemble the receiver and grip assembly on this thing, and get a screwdriver in there and pry on a particular part after taking out the spring that controls the latch here. That together that gave me the leeway I needed to pop it out. Well, I don't think it's really a good idea to have to do all of that just to take your barrel out. Not to mention it was locked in place and I couldn't open it. I couldn't open the breech. So this needs a Gen 2 frame to go with it. But until then, I've got this Harrington & Richards that it'll do fine. I just think that's a fun sort of rifle. And I'm planning on having next time we go to the range. Right now it's the middle of winter. It's raining, well, steady outside. We had a real cold spell recently, and there's no way I'm going up in the mountains and hanging out where it's slushy and muddy and freezing, and where we might get stuck, and where it would take a 4x4 to get up there to rescue us. No thanks. Not this time of year. No, I think I'll sit here in my nice warm house and clean the guns, enjoy the guns, and well, I might take them out in the yard and test fire them, but that's about as far as I'll go. Yeah, I could take this out and test fire it. I only do it on weekends because my sister lives next door and she works telecommutes. And she seems to have a difficulty with me going bang, bang, bang outside when, you know, she's on the phone. Can't understand why. It's the sound of freedom. Anyway, that's just what I've been up to lately. If you're interested, happy trails.